At last at Old Trafford. They've only actually lost one game out of 9 since, but the aura has slipped. The confidence has waned. Crisis? No. Could do better? Definitely. And no better place to go back for seconds than Manchester United. Seconds out then. Here's Clive Tilsley.
The rivalry is the same. The principal rivals are the same. Only the names of the players have been changed. United captain Phil Neville is the sole survivor from the famous Premiership meeting. All of this team have played Champions League football this season. All but the front three are full internationals. Average age of the 10 outfield players, 23 and a half. Average age of the Arsenal outfield, just 19. 6 teenagers in the starting 11, but it's the core of the team that beat senior sides from Manchester City and Everton in the last 2 rounds. Only 6 Englishmen on the field at kick-off. Scouting is a worldwide occupation these days. 38 days have passed since these two clubs collided here amidst the flying pizzas and penalty claims. Arsenal have won 3 games in that time. Manchester United, 8. Slip by Giroud, allowing Bellion to put a thread on the Arsenal goal. 19 seconds, that's all it took. David Bellion in double quick time. Almunia, the Spanish goalkeeper, captaining Arsenal tonight, unable to keep out a shot that was hit almost straight at him. The initial error by the 17-year-old Johan Giroud. And Bellion managed on foot both Senderos and Clichy, and it was a poor effort by the goalkeeper. He seemed almost surprised by how tame a shot it was. It came through the legs of the defender in front of him, but nonetheless he had a good view of it and should have done better. Couldn't have started better for him. Well, well, well. Flamini, anyway, rather tamely. Neville to Eagles. Bellion, smart turn, good return ball. Chris Eagles. Oh. Just pulled his shot. Must have been thinking about a cross because Kieran Richardson was closing in on the left-hand side. Full mark to David Bellion, the goal scorer. Very alert play. And Eagles just tried to steady himself and never quite did. Senderos conceding the throw-in. Richardson. Eagles. Turn ball did reach him. Thundered across Johan Giroud. He's trying to clear his head. He'll have to do it. There's a corner to defend. Richardson takes. Headed by O'Shea. And Almunia just about grabbed it. John O'Shea just finding some space between defenders. It's a looping header. The goalkeeper did have an insurance policy. Del Clichy was waiting on the line. He fielded watered-down teams in the League Cup, ready from his 2nd season in charge. Last year, he left the young ones in for the semi-final against Middlesbrough. Bellion. Good reverse ball, that for Richardson. Isolated now, and tapped by Senderos. Arsenal trying to play their way out of trouble, and Van Persie is caught in possession by Miller. Just trying to jab it into Cleverson, played by Almunia. Well, there's a time and a place for somebody even as naturally gifted as Robin Van Persie, and the edge of your penalty area is not the place. O'Shea, Miller, Neville, tossed in towards Cleverson, dealt with by Giroud, and come for Richardson! Oh, what an error Almunia made in the opening minute. But what a save he's just made from Kieran Richardson. It was a thunderous hit by the young Manchester United player. Quite close to Almunia, in fairness. Good strong hands to push it away. Miller's cross, headed by Senderos. This is Phil Neville. Richardson's back on the ball. Can't resist another go. This time, Almunia is not stretched. 1-2 reserve goalkeepers in recent seasons. Arsenal, Shaban and Warmoos and Stack. Stuart Taylor's currently on loan to Leicester. Let's see, Rusu Abe. A searching run. Rapoli brought down by Brown, who felt that the Italian made the very most of it. Tennant in the foreground, Van Persie beyond him, looking for some direction from Pat Rice, Arsene Wenger's assistant. It's Tennant. Howard just pushed it away. Waiters kept the move alive. O'Shea has seen off the danger. Fouled by Larson. Just levering Clavison to the ground. Well, Tim Howard got his hands on it. You can only have seen it quite late, and he pushed it wide of him. Sure, the verbal bantering and bickering between Manchester United and Arsenal will continue whatever happens tonight. It's become a sport within a sport. These two clubs are Olympic standard. There's a pointed remark in Sir Alex Ferguson's programme notes tonight. We know how to lose. Ooh, Van Persie used his elbow. You can see how angry Richardson is about it. Persie has been at simmering point for much of the night. Another Arsenal-Manchester United match has a flashpoint here. Persie's followed through. He only caught more of his own player than he did Richardson, but doesn't mean there wasn't any intent. And then there was a bit of a slap thrown by Richardson.
You're one in there, okay? And your retaliation, okay? There are 2 yellow cards and away we go, okay? That's your initial challenge and your retaliation, okay? Left to the pitch of action towards the opponent. Or they calm down, okay?
No arguments for the referee's version of events. The initial free kick is to Manchester United. Yellow cards all round. Fortune will take the resulting free kick. Found a way through to Bellion, and Richardson heads on. And after all that, comes to nothing. Brown. Bellion is onside. Eagles. He's got round Senderos. This is Chris Eagles. Well, there are all kinds of options for him there. Cut back for Phil Neville. Where Clavison and Richardson were in the box too. I think, in fairness to Eagles, the ball just does take a bit of a bobble. I'm not sure that he had it in mind to shoot. Same outcome as last time. Not quite the same headlines or hullabaloo, hopefully. But David Bellion's goal in the opening seconds carries Manchester United into a semi-final at Arsenal's expense. Cursory handshake. 1 or 2 pretty unfamiliar names heading for the infamous Old Trafford tunnel. But another familiar name in the last 4 of a major competition at the end of the night. Manchester United 1, Arsenal 0.
Arsenal at Old Trafford again, and the tunnel was a little calmer this time around.
Well, first half we played very well. We really should have been finishing them off, to be honest with you. With great opportunities. In the second half, we got to the byline twice and wasted opportunities. But at the end of the day, quarter-finals are about getting to the semis, and we've got to the semi-finals. I think we're pretty comfortable.
What did you make of the temperature of the match between the teams?
It was all right. I feel that at some stage, at the beginning of the second half, with Van Persie, it was a little bit a heated moment, and at some point, of course, we keep control of our nerves. And he had a very good game, but as well, he must keep always a needed calm.
Were you considering maybe taking him off at one stage because of the way he was reacting at times?
I was considering yes, but he calmed down after that, the yellow card, and he understood that it was time for him to just focus on the game.
Was Robin Van Persie lucky to stay on the pitch, do you think?
Well, I think he was, and I think the referee will have to look at that, because he definitely threw an elbow at the boy, and that could be really dangerous. I asked the referee why both players were booked, and he says for aggressive attitude. So I'm really, I think that it's obviously in black and white now.
And all quiet at the end with Sir Alex. Maybe a drink now and shake hands and take it easy until February.
The only thing I can say, it is quiet. Thank you.
I said it was quiet in the tunnel. I'm sure it got quieter still. Not sure how many drinks would have been shared, and I guess that's as close as Arsene Wenger will ever get to criticising one of his own players. Sir Alex, as ever, pointed with a couple of his answers. We'll get to all of that, but first of all, right from the kick-off, well, unbelievable.
Well, if you're playing your youth team at Old Trafford, you want to start well.
Sure.
You don't want to lose the quickest goal ever at Old Trafford. In the space of 18 seconds, your boys are one down against a Manchester United side mainly made up of reserves. They're knocking about here, and it's an unfortunate goal. There's a couple of slips, Matt, that lead to the goal. De Jure slips there. Bellingham gets in. You see Clichy, the left back, coming across. He also slips. De Jure gets back across through his legs, but the goalkeeper should save it. Makes a valiant attempt to get his tackle in there. And look how close that is to the goalkeeper. Almunia must save that, man. I mean, it's especially at the start of the game. You can say he's getting caught cold and all that, but what a disastrous start for Arsenal.
Absolutely. Now, at the start of the second half, as discussed, this incident with Kieran Richardson and Robin Van Persie, we all know the background to the fixture between Manchester United and Arsenal and what's gone on over the last couple of seasons. What do you make of this incident, first of all, without the politics attached?
Well, how's this for a contradiction of terms? I thought the referee did well, but he got it wrong. Now, work that one out. Honestly, I think Van Persie probably should have been sent off. Richardson reacts, doesn't react well, but look at, I think so much for the kick more than anything. He gets up, he shoves his body in front of him. I don't know so much at the elbow. He puts his hand up and tries to put his body up there.
Clocks his own player.
Yeah, but the left, there, that's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. And Richardson reacts, so obviously he's getting shoved.
His arms are half up. Now, do you think in any way, let's listen to the ref. Yellow cards and away we go. Do you think the referee in any way, boys, is taking into account what's gone before?
Possibly.
And should he?
There may be a case for that. I think if Manchester United are 2-0 up, Matt, and there's 2 minutes left on the clock, he maybe gives Van Persie the benefit of the doubt. Maybe. 1-0 up and a lot to play for in the quarterfinals of a major competition, he sends him off. That's what he should have done there. Van Persie should have been off down that tunnel. No question about it. Kieran Richardson's a bit unlucky to even get a yellow card. He just reacted and threw a hand out and he got a yellow card for that. We've seen over the weekend Lee Hendry at the Villa getting sent off for not making any contact, and he only gets a yellow card for that. That's nonsense. Don't matter what's gone on before in the past, that was a bad decision. I
guess Mark Halsey, though, would say the result hasn't been affected in the end, and I've kept the lid on something that's boiled over too often.
Yeah, absolutely right. But the letter of the law has got it wrong. He should have been sent off Van Persie for the challenge. I'm not so hypercritical of the. I'm not so sure there was an elbow. He definitely tried to put his body in illegally, but he definitely swings at Richardson with his left foot, and for that he should have gone.
Now back to more esoteric footballing matters. Are both clubs, do you think, still looking for a replacement goalkeeper for the best they've had in the last few years?
Yes, I really do think so. Maybe a little bit critical of Lehmann, who hasn't been too bad. You see Howard there, I think this is probably lack of confidence not playing. He takes a chance there with Van Persie. I can't understand why he takes the chance. He then makes a wonderful save from Pennant, pushes it away. Again, Almunia makes a great save here from Richardson. It is a good height and it's at him. And the goalkeepers did play fairly well, but look at that. Schmeichel left in 1999. Seaman played his last game, I think it was in 2003. That is an awful lot of goalkeepers in the space of 5, 6 years between the two sides. That would tell me that both managers aren't totally happy.
Sure, there's a lot of average names there. For two big clubs, there's a lot of poor keepers there.
No, indeed. Chelsea seems to have two world-class ones. The church continues. I'm sure they will. Thank you both.
We could see them leapfrogged by Everton into second place come 5 o'clock today. In fact, the Gunners have a habit of suffering from the winter blues at this time of year. And who better to analyse their current demise, together with a swingometer, is Peter Snow.
Well, we've seen a marked swing in the Premiership in the past few weeks. In October, Arsenal had a comfortable 5-point lead. But then, a day after Chelsea crushed Blackburn, the champions went to Old Trafford. West Brom, while Arsenal were held by Southampton, meant the Blues had wiped out that 5-point deficit. So now, Chelsea were level on points.
Good play by Lapis. Riolati! And Arsenal's lead barely lasted 2 minutes.
Arsenal's draw at Palace meant they were off the top for the first time this year. And last weekend, a huge blow for Arsenal. Chelsea cruised at Charlton, while Mellor's moment of magic saw Arsenal slip further behind.
Here's Mellor. Good try, oh, and he scored! An absolutely brilliant goal! And they have beaten Arsenal!
So, a difference of 5 points now in Chelsea's favour. A swing of 10 points in 6 games. And what about goal difference? Arsenal's was 15 better than Chelsea's. But 4 four-goal hauls have put Mourinho's men ahead on that front as well. Still a long way to go, but it was Chelsea's November as the Blues swept the ball. But beware, in 1997, Arsenal won just 1 game in November and still went on to do the double.
Now, we've been mentioning this one week by week. It's getting a bit serious now for Arsenal. Even Arsene Wenger's calling it a crisis.
Well, I wouldn't say it's a crisis. I think their standards have dropped a little bit, and they were going so well. So in comparison, yes, it doesn't look good. But I mean, I think this year they scored something like 26 goals in the Premiership. Last year, at the same stage, it was 19, and of course they were flying last year. Big thing for me is, yeah, they've been scoring goals, but they've let leads slip when they wouldn't have done before. And like West Brom, Bolton at home, these are big things. And they've missed Campbell and they've missed Vieira. 2 players there where they've not been in the side, and even when Vieira's come back in, his form hasn't been what it was last season.
According to reports, Jens Lehmann could be dropped for Mr. Almunia, who made his debut, I think, in midweek against Manchester United. Peter, what do you think of that?
Yeah, he did, and, you know, 20 seconds into the game, he showed what he's capable of as well. I think Wenger's admitted now he's got a problem and he's got to do something. If it is to drop the goalkeeper or to drop certain other players. If he goes with that today, I can understand it because he needs to do something. He needs to put some fresh players in. He needs some new inspiration from somewhere. And, you know, they have scored, as you said, they've scored a lot of goals, but they have been leaking goals like never, ever before. And, you know, that has to stop. That's the first thing you do in order to get back on winning terms. 4 goals against Spurs, I mean, very uncharacteristically, and you know, he's just got to do something. And if he drops Lehmann, well, at least that's somewhere to go.
31 points from 15 games. Fair old crisis, that, isn't it? 69 points to play for. You know, we're nothing in November and December. And as good as Chelsea are, they'll have a blip. And it depends when that blip happens, exactly how Arsenal are playing. It's those two for the league, still. And I wouldn't back against Arsenal.
How long would you give it before they come out of this demise?
I think they'll win today.
Yeah.
I expect them to beat Birmingham today, yeah, I do.
I think they will, and I think it's been accentuated. You know, the dip in form's been accentuated about how good Chelsea are and how much they've improved.
Yeah, and how good Arsenal have been. You know, if you remember last year, the standard was unbelievable. We've never seen anything like it in the Premier League. But last year, the problem is now, everybody's trying to compare it. You can't do. That was just so above the bar, that